It is 27 minutes before the hour of 8. You are watching the Daily Dose right here on NRTV, Beyond Your Imagination. And I want to look at my next guest in his eyes when I say this is the morning glory, baby. The look on his face is striking. So, you know, every Thursday, it's Old School Thursday, and we always bring our personality of our yesteryear personality, and still a personality now. How you like that? Yesteryear.
Yesteryear, no.
Yes.
Today.
All right. So our guest today is Jonah Mungoshi, who is a motivational speaker and a success coach. He founded the Power of Purpose and serves as its managing director. He was on the board of Stewart Bank in Zimbabwe, and he serves on the board of the South African-based Information Technology and Outreach Center for Africa, ITOCA. He joined the International Association of Coaches as one of its founding members. Mr. Mungoshi received numerous, I wouldn't say plenty awards, including the 2003 Toastmasters International Award for the second best public speaker outside of North America, and the 2002 World Third Best Public Speaker Award, African Public Speaker of the Year in 2002 and 2003, African Impromptu Speech Champion in 2001 and 2003. Yeah, that's a lot. Mr. Mungoshi, welcome to the Daily Dose.
Thank you. Call me Jonah.
Jonah.
Makes me feel younger.
Okay, if you insist. Call me Mabongile as well.
Okay, Babu. It's all good. It's all good.
So your journey of being a motivational speaker, tell us about it. Why it's very interesting for me is when we get to high school, a lot of people do not understand what Toastmasters is about. So when you explain your journey to us, please also explain what I was a Toastmaster, but I think a lot of people didn't understand or still don't understand what Toastmasters is about. But let's hear your journey, Jonah.
So, my journey to being a professional speaker started in high school when I was in Form 1, and there was a play that was put on by the drama club in the high school, and I loved it. The quality of acting was much higher than what I'd seen at primary school. So I joined that club, and it was actually drama and debating as well as public speaking. And that's how I got into public speaking. And when I started lower 6, I took part in a public speaking competition, and I was one of the 3 in the Midlands province that made it to the finals of the national competition. So fast forward to many years later, I graduated from university with a bachelor's degree in business. I started working in IT, although I had a business degree, I had a passion for IT, which is why I'm part of iToka in South Africa. And I reached a stage when I was about 35 when I thought, I think I've done all I can in terms of advancing my career, but I want to do something that I really love. And I actually read a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and it just reignited my passion for speaking. And I then joined Toastmasters. So Toastmasters, in high school, it's slightly different, but outside high school, it's an international organization which is worldwide, and it's there to help people improve their public speaking skills. And they teach you how to speak in public, and they also have contests. So I started taking part in the contests, and one thing led to another, and I started winning awards. And then I thought, hey, I could do this for a living. And later on, I quit formal employment, started my own business, and that's what I'm doing up to today. Okay,
do you think the nation could have done better in acknowledging your accolades at that time?
I think they did really well. I mean, I should have brought my portfolio. I've got accolades from all over the world and all over the nation as well. I was the first African representative to be placed in the top 3 positions, the World Championship of Public Speaking. That was in the US in 2002. And really, I think I was celebrated well enough, maybe a bit too much. But around that time, I also did something crazy. I spoke for 36 hours non-stop to break the Guinness World Record.
Wow.
And that actually garnered more attention than my Toastmasters awards.
Did you hit the record?
Well, that's another story for another day. Let's put it this way. I did manage my 36 hours, but someone in India, for some strange reason, decided to speak for 52 hours. So yeah, it was a record that was almost a record.
Did you practice for those 36 hours?
Yes, I did practice. Yeah. I practiced.
Non-stop?
Yeah. Non-stop, yeah. I remember one time I was practicing at home and I told my family not to disturb me. And then my mom-in-law visited and said, "Where is Baba Mungoshi?" And they said, "Oh, he's busy practicing." Practicing what? Speaking to who? Alone. And I went the whole night. And the next morning, and she's like, "What's happening?" And she called her daughter and says, "Listen, is everything okay? Do we need Mufamba Timbona? Because it looks like this guy's gone crazy." Yeah, so yes, I did practice.
What were you talking about?
The speech was entitled "None But Ourselves." None but ourselves can free our minds. So I apply this to many different areas of life, to family, to raising children, to marriage. Are you married, by the way?
No, I'm not.
You're not married?
Yes.
Okay. Come to me for advice when you want to get married, and I can tell you what you need to look out for and what to avoid. So yeah, about pretty much everything, but how you as an individual can determine your destiny by your own actions, by your own decisions.
Right, so every time you interact with people, I know you go for public speaking, motivational speeches and all that. What do you want people to walk away with?
I want everybody to realize the potential that they have. I believe every human being has got more potential than they can exhaust in a lifetime. And I think the biggest tragedy of life is where people go through life not realizing what they've got and not developing it, and therefore not contributing, not making their unique contribution to the world.
All right, so now asking the differences between a Toastmaster, a public speaker, a motivational speaker, a life coach. Yeah, what are the differences?
Right. So Toastmasters, any member of Toastmasters can be anyone who's doing anything but who feels at some point they really want to improve their public speaking. So you don't have to be a professional public speaker. You could be a manager in a company somewhere. You could be maybe somebody who occasionally has a leadership role and wants to improve their speaking. So anybody can be a Toastmaster. And there are many clubs in Zimbabwe right now. Being a professional speaker means you're doing it as a living. You are being paid for it. So coaching is slightly different from just public speaking, because with coaching you're actually working with people either in a small group or one-on-one, and you're helping people discover what they possess and helping them develop that talent. What else did you ask? Actually, my real job that I do that pays the bills, I'm a management consultant.
Okay.
So I work with companies, I facilitate team building, strategic planning sessions, management coaching, performance management. That's what I do for a living. But the sexy part is the motivational speaking.
All right, so which strategies do you think work the most in terms of motivating staff and management?
I think what works the most is to realize that motivation is an inborn feeling. It's that inner push that makes you take action. So whatever strategy will get you to do what I call affirmative disruption. Most people are acting based on habits. So your habits control you. But if we can interrupt those habits, that's a powerful strategy. So there isn't one size fits all for every person. But there are so many different ways. What I believe in is that affirmative disruption. So I read the situation and I normally start off with a statement that is likely to interrupt people. So I remember one time I just went and said, 35,957. Do you know what that is? People said no. I said, those are the number of days that you will live if you live to be 80. But how many of you are over 40? People raise their hands. You have already squandered more than half of those days. Okay. So what you need to say is, what is it that we can do today in this session that will make this one of the few days you remember for the rest of your life? It takes a minute to make a decision. If you make a decision right now, it could change your world. One day in 2002, I made a decision that changed the rest of my world. I made a decision that I would speak for 36 hours to break the Guinness World Record.
Right.
And for the next 10 years, I would walk into somebody's office trying to get a job and they say, oh, you're the guy who spoke forever. I said, no, it's not forever. It's only 36 hours. And it's a conversation starter. And already I've got people's interest. But it's because of one decision I took, one action. What decision will you take today? And what action will you take that could impact your life for the rest of your living days?
And finally, on a lighter note, who are the worst public speakers, politicians or preachers?
Oh, my word. That is an interesting one. I think, you know what? It really depends on the result that a person is getting. So I've seen some people who break every rule in the Toastmasters book, but their audience love it. So I would say the worst public speakers, whether it be politicians or preachers, are the ones who have very small audiences. As long as you've got a large audience, you've got a following, you're doing a great job.
All right. Since you're here,
yeah.
How many, if people want to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you? Because I think there's a lot of people that might want you to come and give them motivational speeches.
No problem.
You know, where can they find you?
No problem. It is my mission in life, beyond just earning a living from what I do.
Okay.
It's my mission to transform people's lives.
Okay.
And I look at my success based on the number of people, the scope I've done. So I have a program that I've started called Success Family. And Success Family is a group of people who are positive-minded and who are pursuing their growth. If you want to get in touch with me, my number is +263 773 056 736.
If you can repeat that.
Let me repeat that slower. +263 773 056 736. You send me a message. You can just send your name and I'll add you to the Success Family group that we have. And you can start receiving my material. Every single day, I post a short video clip on some motivational topic. Every single day since the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Actually, I started last year. I posted on all my social media handles, on Twitter, on Facebook, and you can just look for Jonah Mungoshi. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm on TikTok as well.
Wow.
Surprised my daughter when she was, oh, Dad, you're on TikTok. I should be there. I said, hey, listen, I aim to be relevant. The moment I stop learning, I stop growing. So, yep, I share on all those platforms, and hopefully somebody somewhere finds value in at least one of the videos that I share every single day.
I'll join the Success
Family.
Success Family.
Oh, we'll be honored. Actually,
Yes.
this Saturday, I've got what I call a networking event for Success Family members, absolutely free. But then I don't like giving people free things. So I say the first 20 people to register will come. I can comfortably take 50 at my office, but I decided on 20 because there's value when something is limited. You want something to be bought, you tell people strictly 2 per person. So I apply these principles. It's all about value. So this Saturday I've got this happening. Unfortunately, it's fully booked right now. But if you join the Success Family, you can come to the next one. Okay,
that's nice. So I would like to challenge you, Jonah. Jonah in the Bible was in the fish's belly for 3 days.
Yes.
I challenge you to speak non-stop for 3 days.
No problem. I can do that. You want to cover this live as NRTV?
Oh yes, why not? Why not to be
you're on
clips?
You're on. We can do this before the end of the year.
Oh yeah,
in fact, why don't we just go a step further?
Right.
We approach Guinness and we find out what's the current record.
Okay.
They tell us the current record, and then I aim to beat that, provided you guys will cover this event.
No, I think our producers will agree to that. As
Fantastic.
Well as I tell you, that would be nice. We'll be crossing over in between shows to see you talking. No
problem.
As well, are you married?
Yes, I'm happily married. My wife told me I must always say I'm happily married, so I am happily married.
Okay.
To Ethel.
Because I would really be interested, who talks more, you or your wife?
Well,
okay.
She talks more. Definitely she talks more.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Recognize me at home.
Thank you so much, Jonah Mungoshi.
That's another lesson for you, right?
Yes.
Listen, if you want your marriage to be happy, just know that you are the lesser person in the marriage, and you'll be happy.
Okay, thank you so much, Jonah, for coming through.
Awesome.
What an exciting conversation
pleasure.
I've had with you. That's Jonah Mungoshi. You say motivational speaker.
Management consultant.
Success coach. Toastmaster. Thank you so much. I'm sure everyone has been enlightened by what you had. You motivated us as well, and I'm sure we'll cover those 3 days of non-stop talking. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Daily Dose. Lobaba Let's conjure back to back with Jonah Mungoshi. We go for a break, and hopefully you'll motivate yourself with a cup of coffee and some cupcakes. See you after the break.